Hey, do you own an electric drum set? Do you live in an apartment? Did you think electric drums would be quiet enough to play in your apartment? Only to find your neighbors frequently complain? File noise complaints, and even call the police on you? Well, DonutDrums has the solution for you. It's the ultimate do-it-yourself soundproof tennis ball drum stage for playing drums in an apartment. Stage, or the DonutDrums for short. Here's how to order. Build.
Before I start this video, I just want to explain that this drum stage did work for me. I had this on the 3rd floor of an apartment and I never got any complaints. So here's a list of materials I used to build this stage. 2 pieces of plywood, 3 by 5.5 or 36 inches by 66 inches. You can't go wrong with any type of wood, just make sure it's no thinner than ½ an inch. I also used 13 tennis balls, 18 tiles of interlocking foam flooring or any type of large foam mat, a 1.5 inch deep cut hole saw, 12 zip ties minimum, have some extra just in case, a marker, measuring tape, a drill with a medium-sized drill bit, scissors, or box cutter, or knife. After you have all these materials, it's time to begin, but first, a little tip. If you have a dog, it's best to keep it as far away as you can from this build, because 13 tennis balls and a dog.
No.
No.
No. Don't. No. But he doesn't want that one then.
As I said before, the plywood size that I used was 3 feet by 5.5 feet, or 36 inches by 66 inches. This was the perfect size for my Roland TD9 kit, which is pretty much the standard size. All the measurements I give in this video will correspond only with a 36 by 66 inch piece of wood. Now your throne is not going to be on the stage, just your drums, so you're going to have to raise your throne to the same height as your stage. Just keep that in mind. We'll start by marking the holes you would need to drill for the tennis ball placement. To place them evenly apart, mark the drilling points by drawing straight lines across the piece of wood. Now, get your measuring tape. Use this picture as a guide for the correct measurements for the lines. If you are following this step, it will ensure that you are marking and drilling in a perfectly straight line. Now, I can upload a separate and more detailed instructional video if you feel like you need a separate and more detailed instructional video. Now attach your drill bit to your drill and then drill your holes for the tennis balls using this diagram. Place the drill bit in the dead center of your marks. It is critical that you have your piece of wood elevated before you start drilling. Now measure and mark the holes you'll need to make for the zip ties. These zip ties are crucial for holding your tennis balls and plywood together. Drill 2 holes using a drill bit next to each other for each measurement, making a total of 24 holes. Use this diagram for the measurements. After you have finished drilling the large holes for the tennis balls and small holes for the zip ties, you will need to repeat this entire process for the other side of the stage. Once you have both sides of your stage complete, lay one of them down on the ground and place the 13 tennis balls on the 13 holes. Then place the second sheet on top of the tennis balls. This next step is optional, but I feel it will improve the soundproofing. Lay 18 interlocking foam tiles on the top plywood sheet. After you have drilled the zip tie holes to the foam tiles, loop the zip ties together and make sure not to tighten them too much. Just tighten them enough so the tennis balls won't come loose. Now it's time to position the drum set on the stage. I put down several layers of interlocking foam first to reduce the vibrations being sent to the floor from playing the drums. Then I laid down several pieces of actual soundproofing. These steps are optional, but I just felt like it would help improve the soundproofing. Unfortunately, my throne didn't extend high enough to match the height of the stage. To fix this, I stacked up even more tiles until the height was equal. Then to top everything off, I covered it with a blanket and built my drum set on top. Again, all this extra soundproofing is optional, but if you have blankets and soundproofing and whatever else laying around, you might as well use it. So, there you go. Now you know how to make a soundproof drum stage out of balls and wood. I hope you found this video helpful, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Bone.